Hey, this is how I did the second green alchemy globe of my Skyrim picture. And this one was going to be a lot more fun because I was going to use a lot brighter greens than the sort of bluey browns that I used last time. So I go straight in, laying down with a thick nib, a nice sort of body of colour that is pastel beige. And that's going to be my light base. And then I'm in with my sort of earliest nice bright green. This is one of the limited edition greens from the spring set. It's called Green Shoot. And then in with a slightly darker green. This is leaf green. I'm going over and adding a sort of third layer, leaving the pastel beige and some of the green shoot showing through underneath. So it's got that nice sort of light to dark layering already. And then in with Khaki, which is a colour I use quite a lot actually. It's a really good sort of mid colour and adds to sort of dirty stained effect to of the glass. Needed to start going a bit braver, a bit darker, and that's how you can see forest green getting used there. Again, a dark green, but a really nice sort of rich green as well. Going in with a little bit more of some of the lighter greens there, just to balance and blend some of those edges of some of those slightly darker colours that I've done. And then I'm using Cool Grey number 4. I think that is just over the top of some of the forest green, just to add some of those darker stained areas and increase that sort of contrast, that dark and light kind of feel. Again, in with a bit of pastel beige, just soften up some of those edges that were going to be too white otherwise. And then I just repeat those same colours, doing the streaks in the bottom bit of the glass as well. I think the main thing that needs to be sort of said here is that I didn't let any of the layers dry before I put the next one on, which is what I usually do when I'm using the Promarkers. I let them dry and then I put on the next set, so it's a nice crisp edge and it won't stain. But what I did with this one was I made sure that I was still adding the markers on top of each other, even when they were still wet, and that helped them sort of blend together a little bit more with much softer edges, which is what I wanted for the glass. Usually I wouldn't work that way, and I don't tend to use the blender pens that sometimes you can get some of these sets with. I haven't really ever used those, but I was quite impressed by how if you just kept working on top of them while they were still wet, they kind of diffuse out a little bit and blend with themselves anyway. So took off some of the workload for me at least. Then you can see me using some of the white gel pen to add some highlights just around the edge of the glass, and in particular the bit you're going to see next where I just show you through the glass, as it were, important that the glass was kind of see-through. And then the thing was pretty much done.